I do. I got a thing with Mike Zarnock's face on it, and you know, but you know I'm vain. But,
well, I mean, you know, your logo right here.
Well, yeah. Well, you were gonna do me a logo, but you never did.
ZTV.
Yeah. No, it's Hot Wheels TV.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. But you were gonna do me a really cool one, you know. But hey, Chris Walker, you guys probably seen him. We're always together at conventions and causing trouble and you know, all that neat stuff. So
yep.
I'm glad you are here. I'm glad we're here together
yes.
at the Nationals
yes.
In Pittsburgh. You know, sometimes I forget where we are.
It's a blur.
Because we go to so many places.
That's right. Yeah.
That's a nice shirt you got there, Megaforce.
It's a cheesy movie, but Mattel actually did a small line of the cars, and very underappreciated. They're kind of cool.
Yeah, you and like 3 other guys collect that stuff, right?
4 now. 4
now.
Yeah. Yeah. But hey, you know, it's all about the Hot Wheels.
Did you see were there any prototypes here on that?
There was the motorcycle from the Larry Wood collection is here.
Did somebody buy that?
It's still in the room, a little out of my price range, but I own one already. So
right. I thought Wiggins bought one. How many were made of the prototype?
Actually, nobody really knows. Somebody has to know somewhere, but I've asked Bob and Larry, and they're not really sure. There's a few tan metal. There's some raw Zamac ones. There's the resin catalog one. That's a 1 of 1.
Was that the one that was painted?
Yep. There's a metal one that's painted though too.
Okay.
So.
For you Megaforce fans.
Yeah, all 4 of you. So
maybe,
there's about 3.
Probably end up getting like 5 now. You know.
This might help. Might bring the series back. Maybe reboot the movie.
Hey, yeah. Oh, I don't know about that. we could be in the movie.
That might be pushing it.
Yeah.
We have to make it ourselves.
Yeah, we could. Yeah. That's all right. It cost like $8 the last time we do it.
Yeah.
We would probably do it for $10, right?
Probably, yeah.
You know, like I said, you and I have been hanging out for a long time, and I've been doing this for 15 years now. How long have you been doing it? How long have you been coming to conventions and doing what you do?
2003 was my first
What do
one.
you do?
You know,
some people don't know what you know, they just think that we're that comedy team that come to the events, you know?
So, I just started off customizing a few, because I built models as a kid, like
we all did. Tom Daniel was one of our
That's right, yeah. All the Tom Daniel, the Roth kits.
Oh, God, yeah.
So I got my start, like most of you guys, building model cars, and I started, you know, do some Hot Wheels, put a little detail here and there on them. And I heard this, you know, I always wanted to go to a Hot Wheels convention. I always heard good things online. And I heard if you do little good in the custom contest, and people like it, afterwards you could sell it for a little bit of money, and it would help pay for my trip. So I did a few cars.
We spend some money coming to these
Yes,
things.
and I didn't have a lot of money, you know.
Don't now. I know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm married, so, you know. So I made a few cars, and I did very well in the custom contest, and it backfired. Here I am. So, I mean, I just started out, I just wanted to make a few customs. It made people smile. Now, I've done packaging for a few companies. I've actually designed a car.
Who are some of the, a lot of people don't know.
That's true.
The companies, you know, they have stuff that I'm sure you did, and they don't know that you did that. So who are some of the companies that you've worked for?
I did a graphic for Johnny Lightning. I've done, I did almost everything for Shelby. I did the packaging and all the paint samples for the cars. The whole first run, all the colors were mine. Did a few things here and there with them. Some stuff was made, some stuff wasn't. That was
like always, you know.
I've been on and off associated with Mattel for the international conventions and things like that. A lot of the cars for the international.
Didn't you do the big ones? The big.
Yes,
scale?
actually. See, I forgot about that. I really got my start doing
Really, you forgot about?
You know, if you can imagine that, I forgot about that. You know, Mattel does a car of yours, and I forgot.
Yeah.
And they've been the best of all. Mattel's, to me, they're like home.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, definitely.
And every company's been great. All the good ones. Johnny Lightning, Green Light, Russell is very, very good guy. He's a good friend to me.
You know, that's, not to interrupt you, because you know I'm gonna, because I do anyway.
Sure.
All the people that we deal with, that own these companies, run these companies, are cool people.
Very cool people. Very, very friendly, very personable.
Yeah.
They always extend, if you're in the area, come by and see us.
Stop in. Come on out.
Such as Russell from Greenlight, he extended open hand. Open door, come on down. So, July 4th weekend, we went down to Indiana and met with him and a few of the guys. They were fantastic. Shelby too, they pretty much gave me the golden key. And that was nice. And I've always been friends with Amy Boylan since her days at Mattel.
Yep.
Since the first convention I met her, and everywhere she went, she's brought me along. And always done a few projects with them, and it's been fantastic.
That's the thing with what we do and the people that we deal with. If you're good at what you do, and you are a good person at heart, well, you know what I mean.
You're right.
But
yes.
Some people, for them, it's they have to make a living.
Yeah.
So they will go to another company, but they will take along the people that have helped them get to where they are. And like you've worked for Shelby and things like that. But yeah, you have done some really cool stuff. You did the Dreamliner thing.
I did that.
And I thought that was really cool.
I liked it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was neat. It's kind of neat to go from customizer to now I'm gonna start a company designing actual casting. And you think designing a car would be really easy, and anybody can draw a car. But when
I can't.
When you sit down and actually think, okay, I want to draw a casting that I want everybody to love, which is almost impossible. So all the marbles are on the line. Then all of a sudden it hits you that this one casting is going to be the one you're going to do to see if you're going to make or break, and then the stress sets in. It kicks in, and you know it's got to be something special.
Kind of like writing a book.
Yeah, you second guess yourself. Yeah, writing a book. I did that. Well, for the people that don't know that, I wrote the VW Drag Bus book.
Yes, you did.
The bus is my thing, and
I'm gonna write a book. What do you think? What should I do? You want to help me? Yeah. Okay.
I remember that call. I called you. It has to be 10 years ago. I didn't really know you.
Oh man.
Remember that.
Yeah.
And my ideas were a little different than the book was a little different than where it ended up.
We've definitely grown.
I know you probably had 10 people a week calling you, hey, I want to write a book. So I'm sure I was just one of the fold. We didn't get to know each other then, and it always sat in the back of my mind. And I took your lead and had a lot of good advice from you, and it really worked out. And
I remember
the book.
The booklet that you did, the magazine.
The small ones.
Yeah,
I forgot about those.
Those are really cool.
That was the test of waters.
Looking through one day, I see my name. I said, "Holy cow!" And yeah.
I did those for my my anniversary kind of thing, kind of a little bit about what I've done and where I've come from, just so people that bought my 10th anniversary car, they get a little book with some different customs things like that on there. And of course, I got a lot of inspiration for you for that. And if I did that, I figured I could do it on a larger scale, so I'd see how it goes. And it was a lot of fun. Like I said, I just started wanting to do a few customs.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, my first show, for instance, I didn't know anybody. Nobody really would talk to me.
Oh, yeah. Remember those days?
I'm not an open person.
Hey, there's Larry Wood. Larry Wood.
Yes. Oh, it's Larry Wood. So there was my friend. Hey, that's Larry. I've heard of him.
Yeah.
And, you go through the line. It's hard to believe for people that do know me. I'm a shy person. I'm not really open if I don't know.
No, not you.
But I knew nobody. So I kind of sat in my room, and we went room shopping, met a few people I'd seen online. They were all celebrities at Mattel. And today, about an hour ago, I just got done in the autograph line with Larry and Julian and Bob. And it's
on
still...
a first-name basis, huh?
Yes, it's still... Well, it's still... Because your autograph session's in the next hour.
Yeah.
So it's really surreal. It's amazing.
I love it.
Still
we went to buy some cars today, and actually, Paisley, my granddaughter, is getting more attention than I am. But people stop. It's so, like, we used to do, and we still do, hey, can I get a picture? And everybody's kind of timid to ask you, but that's why we're here. We're here for the Hot Wheel collectors and the people that buy our books and watch our videos and read the magazines and things. It being that those guys that are, hey, there's Larry Wood, there's Bob Rossess, there's Carson Lev,
That's Mike Zarnock.
Yeah, and there's Chris Water, and many times I've been, talking to somebody and their kids go, "Oh my God, there's Chris Walker," and it's like, "Yeah, come on, we'll get a picture." Really?
Yeah.
So it's as you said, it's surreal. And to be here and somebody stopping you and saying, "Hey, can I have your autograph?"
And my kids this is all they've known, but they don't understand that.
Yeah.
To get from point A to point B, it could take an hour.
Oh yeah.
And they're so over it at this point. And which reminds me of a story. I talked to your wife.
Uh-oh.
This is kind of funny. At one of the past events, people don't. Our wives see us as us.
Oh yeah.
Faults,
Take the garbage out.
Yeah, all our faults, all our mistakes. And you come walking through, you and your family, and somebody points, "Hey, that's Mike Zarnock. I just saw Mike Zarnock." And your son says, "Big deal." To them,
I think
Mike,
we just had
dad.
an argument about cleaning up the stuff in the room or something. But
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
But to you and to us, we're dad.
Yeah.
Or we're the husband, and
yeah. So
So that's kind of funny. And she told me that story quite a few years ago, and it's still in the back of my it's hilarious.
But that's you would, and I don't want to make it sound any weirder than it is, but there's other people that same thing. They go places and do things, and they're celebrities in their own world.
Real celebrities.
Yeah.
We're just pretending.
I mean, we're celebrities in our own minds. I guess I don't know, but
pretty much.
But I mean, and that's why we get asked to come to these events, and people like Larry Wood and Tom Daniel call you up on the phone, and Carol Shelby calls you up on the phone, and you're going like, 20 years ago, it's like you just want to talk. Meet the person, and here they are calling you on the phone. George Barris would send me a Christmas card.
Mm-hmm. I got a card the first year from Shelby, and that's like, I grew up building the models of the Shelby Mustangs, reading about Carol Shelby, and and then here's a Christmas card.
Yeah,
and it was fantastic.
Yeah, it's
you tell other people, and I live in a small town in Wisconsin, and they don't get it, or believe you.
No, no, yeah, you don't know Carol Shelby.
You go home and.
Right.
You can't tell.
That's why. Yeah, I love coming back home to my real job, and it brings me down to earth, because my wife says at times my head's so big I couldn't fit through the door.
See, that's where I'm lucky. This has actually turned into a job, so when I go home, I still do this. So some days it's hard to separate that. The home life from...
Yeah, I know, and that's why I wanted to sit and talk with you and let everybody find out what you really do,
Luckily enough, a lot of people think, oh, we just do customs, and I do so much that sometimes I forget a lot of it until you mention it. I'll mention something, oh, I made that car.
Yeah.
They're like, what do you mean you made it? This is Mattel. So I have to tell them the story, which I'll tell you about that one, which is what got me started. And I totally forgot that. And it's one of the biggest highlights that I really love. But I'm thankful, though, I've been able to do this and make a career out of it. And more importantly, been able to drag the family around, all around the world.
Well, that's what I started to get to. Our wives communicate all week long.
Yeah.
And they look forward to seeing each other different times of the year. We don't get to see each other enough.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is good, because you and I are probably getting a lot of trouble.
I'm sure. And your truck would be done.
And yeah, my truck would be done. Wouldn't that be nice? But that's every show we go to, we make new friends, we make new members of the family.
That's the best part.
Yeah,
that's the best part.
So keep going, because I'm going to interrupt you.
One of the greatest things I did was, well, I can't really say I did. I really got my start doing large-scale cars.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not that I was looking for a niche, but I went into a Walmart and bought a Camaro, like a 67 Camaro model kit. And the rubber tires had the old red line striped tires. So I said, oh, well, very cool. I'll put the red lines on, make it look like a heavy Chevy. Well, I opened it up, there was no red lines in there. So I got upset. I'm like, oh, well, you know what? I'll make my own plastic, make it look like the Hot Wheels wheels. So I tore up my wife's candle, made a mold, and cast it. Still hearing about that one to this day. I figured as long as I'm doing the wheels, I'll make the engine look just like the heavy Chevy. Well, as long as I did that, I figured I'd make the chassis look more like the Hot. Well, pretty soon I had a large version of the miniature heavy Chevy instead of just a.
Did anything come in the box that was supposed to be in the box, or
the body?
Okay.
I used the body. Everything else went in the garbage. So that was cool. I figured, well, after that, I'll make a Boss Hoss. So I made quite a few cars. And I made the Beach Bomb and Light My Firebird, all the good favorites, all the ones we grew up as a kid, and which was really cool because I was like me and maybe one other guy did a large scale version of the Red Lines. And that way I got to see my favorite cars larger. 2003. Okay. I went and entered them in Cincinnati, and I caught a few people's eye. And one of them was Amy Boylan at the time. She really liked them. So I made a few other ones for her when we went to the LA show later that year. This was the 35th anniversary. And so she got them. She's like, yeah, I'm going to put them in the Peterson Museum and stuff. I'm like, oh, whoa, really?
Whoa, wait.
Like the Automotive Museum?
Yeah.
I thought she was jerking my chain. So, quite a bit of time went by. Well, first she said, yeah, maybe I get Mattel to make these too. I'm thinking,
yeah, right.
Okay,
yeah.
But I really appreciate it. It was nice meeting you, Amy.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You're terrific. But, that ain't going to happen.
There you go, kid.
Yeah. So, a few years goes by. She left Mattel and moved on. And next thing you know, the next year, they showed up in the Peterson, in the Hot Wheels display. A couple different ones, and I didn't care what the Peterson car. I had to go check this out, and take pictures, because I'm the only customizer that didn't do big cars to have my work in the Peterson. Somebody else had it in the gift shop because they had a friend that worked there, but mine was on display for everybody to see. The world can come and see it, and to me that was like, oh my goodness, man, I'm here with amongst George Barris, Larry Wood, all the great stuff. Then it was a couple years later, one of the Mattel people had sent me a picture of my heavy Chevy large scale in a model shop type mock-up of a large Redline blister pack. And they were kind of discussing internally, I don't know why they would have put them in a package, maybe for a sales sample, something like that, to approve, make them in a large scale to offer them. And I thought, oh, this is very cool. I thought somebody did this as a project. I didn't think this was going to go there. The next year, they're on the Redline Club, the large scale heavy Chevy and the large scale Boss Hoss. Not the same colors that I did, but in the packaging and everything, and I thought that was just the greatest thing ever. So I bought everyone I can get hold of, because now
did you get any?
I got a few too, but
okay.
I got everyone I can get hold of, because now I no longer have to fully customize anymore. I can just buy them already complete. Mm-hmm. So that was like a dream come true, and I guess Amy didn't know that, because a few years later she had said, I'm sorry, I always wanted to do that for you, but I wasn't able to get it done. I'm like, no. It did happen. And on top of that, they celebrated Elliot Handler's birthday, an internal party at Mattel, just for them, not at a convention. So in his birthday party, I think it was at the cafeteria or somewhere in Mattel, they had a whole display of all kinds of different stuff, Hot Wheels over the years from his era. And 3 of my cars were in there. And I thought, wow, they put some of my stuff for Elliot Handler's birthday. And now it was like, oh my gosh, I saved the picture. Because I should put it on a T-shirt like I do everything else.
Yeah, imagine.
So that was a real treat. I told her about that, and she thought that was great too. She said, "Oh, that's really cool." And then I told her, they made them at offer for the Redline Club too. She was so happy for me. So it happened, and it's kind of funny because a lot of people don't know that story. They know the cars are for sale. Because well,
that's what I mean. That's what a lot of people. They know you, but they don't know all the stuff that you've done, and they have a lot of this stuff and
don't even know it.
Don't even know that they have it, that you did it. Yeah. So to have your stuff, your design, your handiwork, be a part of our history.
That is nice.
Yeah.
It's like the books we write. It's forever. It's always there.
Yeah.
That's now part of the history. But even more so, this is Mattel made, there's been other guys that have broken into the business like that too, and I can imagine how they feel. Especially designers that do it every day. I'm sure to them
you
it's
don't have to imagine. You're there. I mean,
now I know, and it's like that's part of history now. That's it.
Yeah.
It's never going away. So I mean, it's a really good feeling. I mean, amongst all the other stuff I have done, but to me that's I think the best, because that's the style car that got me involved.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what opened the door for me, and then went. And I've done a few other things. Some worked, some didn't work so good. But you got to test the waters. If you're not breaking some eggs, you're not making an omelet.
Right.
As I say. So. That to me, that's the greatest achievement that I forgot.
You got a lot of achievements. I mean, it's an ongoing thing.
Yeah.
All the custom work. that you do for conventions and car club or Hot Wheel clubs.
Yeah, I get approached all over, clubs from all over the world. I've got a club in Brazil.
You've gone to Japan. I know you always talk about going to Japan.
I've gone to Japan a lot. There's a club for me there. I think one in Mexico, I think, is named the Night Stalker Club, which I don't understand that, but hey. I'm happy, and I was well received over there. And of course, I love going to foreign countries. Grew up as a military brat traveling, so to get a chance to do that again, it's second to none. You got to see the world, and Hot Wheels has afforded me to do that as well. So.
Yeah, why not do it with something that you love to do?
Do it with the people I love, with the hobby I love, and it's the job I love.
And you bring your family.
And I bring my family. So, I can work a 9 to 5 like the rest of us. Well, who works 9 to 5 anymore? But, you'll get what do you get, like a week vacation a year or something like that, where, I can go to one show and that's it. Right. And my family don't get to go anywhere. A lot of people save up for 2-3 years to take a trip somewhere once a year. We get to go 2, sometimes 3, maybe even 4.
One time we were doing a lot of shows, man.
There was one 2 years, 3 years in a row. Every 90 days I was on a plane going somewhere in the world. Yeah. With 2 Japan shows a year, a couple of the other off-brand shows, the Mark and Jennifer's Hot Wheels show, Mexico,
Brazil, Japan.
Yeah. You really cannot ask for a better job. I mean,
is it a job? Is it
well,
work?
I get paid for it, but it's not a job. It's a dream. It's a dream deal. There is what that is.
Definitely. And so it's something. Growing up as a little kid, did you ever think, or did you ever say, "Boy, it'd be cool if I, could hang out with all the designers that did this"? And
I never even thought of that. No. I mean, I of course, growing up, I had all my favorite cars.
Sure.
But when I was growing up, I wanted to be an astronaut or a race car driver.
Okay.
So I wanted to go high and get fast. But neither one seemed to have worked out. I've gotten speeding tickets. That's the closest I've gotten.
There you go.
But you never end up being where you want to be. And a lot of people say, "Oh, did you dream about doing this?" I never thought about doing this. I just wanted to help offset the cost so I can afford to go to a show. Because let's face it, it's not cheap. You come for a little bit of money, but what they sell here, and if you're a collector, you can't do it for a couple $100.
No.
And I mean, this is our thing. This is our mecca. And if you're a Hot Wheels collector, you got to go to a show once at least.
Oh,
at least. And I was never going to be able to afford that. So,
right, and bring in your family. You know, I know you got 2 boys that eat. My son, at one time we were bringing both boys, and they, man, I could do $100 on breakfast. And they eat constantly, so it.
And then an hour later, hey,
I'm hungry, Dad. Yeah,
I
know. There's nothing in you to eat. Yeah, well, get a job. But come to conventions and looking for what you want or what you need.
Yeah, and things you didn't know existed.
Right.
Offshoot stuff.
Yep. Yeah.
So.
And I like the freaky, weird stuff. Parking plates and play sets and.
Yeah, the oddball stuff that not everybody collects, like Megaforce, mini trucks.
There you go.
Weird stuff. Yeah. You do a lot of the variations that.
Yep. And I'm always looking at everything and.
See, I'm getting old. I can't remember all the variations. If I remember I have 2, I'm doing really good.
Well, they make books for that,
I have heard.
There you go.
And I own them all. If I can just get the guy to sign them.
Hey,
that would be.
I heard he's busy doing other stuff. So.
He's hanging out with Chris Walker.
That's right. Getting in trouble. What? Go ahead. Well, I know you were going to say something.
Well, no. It brings me to another thing. We talk about all the aspects of things we've done.